Tuesday football. They did look a little heavy-legged on Saturday, but they will grow from that and they will be all the better for the experience. Talking about a little lethargy, well, Coventry started the season off very well. They're still in a position to challenge for the playoff places. 12th position as things stand, only 5 points off the playoffs, but they have started to fall away, although they did record a very important 3-2 win against Reading on Saturday. Important not just for Coventry, but Cardiff City as well, keeping that nice 12-point gap to the relegation zone. So it's all set up for what should be an intriguing night under the lights at Cardiff City Stadium. The question for Steve Morison was whether he was going to stick or twist after that display on Saturday. Well, he has twisted. There are 4 changes to the Cardiff City lineup tonight, and they are 4 very interesting and significant changes. So, running you through the team in full, it's the same back 6, so Alex Smithies will be the goalkeeper. Cody Drama and Joel Bagan are the respective wing-backs. Aidan Flint captains the side tonight as the centre-half, and he will be flanked by Mark McGuinness and Perry Ng. In midfield, well, that's where things start to get interesting. Ryan Wintle retains his place. Will Vokes comes in to the midfield, as too does Eli King. Congratulations to him, a first senior Sky Bet Championship start. A big night for him, but how well did he do at Anfield around about 10 days ago? And up top, even more changes. No noticeable target man for Cardiff City tonight, but plenty of pace to run in behind. Up top for the Bluebirds tonight, Max Waters returning to the match night squad and straight into the lineup, and he will be partnered by Isaac Davis. On the bench for the Bluebirds tonight, well, it's a very experienced bench. It's a bench full of players who can make an impact. Dylan Phillips is the goalkeeper. Then we have Ollie Denham, Joe Rawls, Doyle Harris, Hugo, and Uche Ikpeza, the beloved new star of the Canton stand. For Coventry City, well, they've made 3 changes to the team that beat Reading on Saturday, one of which was enforced with impressive holding midfielder Gustavo Hamer missing the game through suspension. That will be a benefit to Cardiff City, but they still have the 2 major danger men of Callum O'Hare and former Swansea loanee Victor Gulquierrez leading their line. So for Coventry, they will also play with 3 centre-halves and wing-backs. They have Simon Moore in goal, a former Cardiff City goalkeeper. A back 3 of Michael Rose, Dom Hamer and Kyle McFadzean returning to the lineup, one of those changes, and captaining the side tonight. Jake Bidwell, another former Swansea player, is the left wing-back. Todd Kane, formerly of QPR, the right wing-back. Centre midfielders Jamie Allen into the team tonight, alongside Ben Sheaf. Callum O'Hare playing from the right side. Jordan Shipley will come in and play from the left side, the third of the changes. And up top, as I say, danger man, 11 goals and 4 assists, Victor Gulquierrez. Well, Cardiff, we are looking up the table. We are looking to pick up wins. We are looking to pick teams off. But it's fair to say that Saturday was a setback. Steve Morison, though, still optimistic. And here's what he had to say to the press yesterday.
We won 3 games back to back and everything's all rosy. That we can quite quickly, by the time we get to Saturday evening, have lost 3 games on the bounce, and then we're right back in it. So we just need to take each game as it comes, win as many as we can. And yeah, honestly, we don't. The only document on my desk at the minute is the one for Coventry. So that's all we're worrying about. And as I said, it's might be cliche, but that is the facts of it, because we can't go too far ahead of ourselves. We still need to get consistency across the board of everything we do, on the pitch, off the pitch, and yeah, obviously two home wins in the last 2. We now need to make that 3, and as hopefully we can end the season with having more positive home results than negative, and that will be an improvement as well. There's going to be games where we excel, like the Forest game and the Peterborough game, especially at home. And then there's going to be games where the Barnsley game was horrible. We managed to come together as a group and win. And even the Millwall game at the weekend, the pitch was horrible. It was windy. It was not a pretty spectacle. First half, we was quite happy letting them have the ball, and so they didn't hurt us, and we knew that they conceded a lot of goals just after half time, so we tried to capitalise on that, and I think if we had got one of those chances, or maybe the penalty, then the game would have gone exactly to plan. So yeah, look, we're trying to improve. We're trying to make it better for everyone, and as long as everyone can see we're doing that, I think that means we're going in the right direction. They're there for a reason. They're really fluid with what they do. They've got some really good players. O'Hare's really dangerous. Victor up front is it's been outstanding for them this year. They're really good at set plays. They get lots and lots of first contacts. So yeah, it's going to be a really tough game, and one that we need everybody from the fans to the players on the pitch to get right behind us, and the players will carry out the game plan that we put in place, and let's hope it works.
Steve Morrison there talking to the assembled media yesterday. I'm pleased to say that it's not just me anymore boring you. I've been joined by my esteemed colleague Connor Pearce to build up to this game tonight and reflect, perhaps first of all, Connor, on what's happened over the last week or so. So good against Peterborough last week. I said in my intro, it looked still like a well-intentioned Cardiff City team on Saturday at Millwall, wanting to play the right way, but they did look very, very tired. To you, did it seem like maybe a game too far?
Quite possibly, and that's what the manager alluded to post-match at the Den. It was a physical challenge, I think that's fair to say, at Millwall. Always is when you travel to that part of South London. Very, very scrappy first half, neither side able to get a foot on the ball and really create any chances. In the second half, the Bluebirds did have that 20 minutes of dominance, probably should have had that penalty kick from Tommy Doyle's shot, but at the end of the day, as the manager said, you can't win them all, and maybe a step too far, and that's reflected, I think, in the team selection this evening.
Football's such a game of fine margins, and I'm never one to berate the referees. They've got the hardest job in the sport. But that decision just seems so obvious. Everyone seemed to call it from the off. I called it on commentary. And if Cardiff had a penalty, and they still had to go ahead and score it, but to have that lead and defending the way they were up to that point, calm and composed, really could have made a difference.
Absolutely, and it very much could have changed the game so early in the second half to take the advantage against an opponent who aren't going to score too many goals. I know a lot of people at the game surprised that Millwall were able to score two. Not something that they've done too often this season. It could have changed the whole complexion of the game, but you don't get the rub of the green all the time in this league, as we know, and it's up to the Bluebirds tonight to put that right and keep up this very good home run that they're on.
Just finally about Saturday, taking the plus points from it, and everyone's talking about, I think, the performances and character of Joel Bagan at the moment, and rightfully so. He was sort of thrust into the limelight at the start of the season. Joe Bennett was no longer at the club, and Joel Bagan was given the shirt, and maybe it was a little too much too early in a side. Perhaps the style of football didn't suit him. Fell off the radar a little bit. Went to the under-23s, played some good football, and against Liverpool, Peterborough, and again then on the weekend against Millwall, really impeccable performances.
It was incredibly composed from Joel Bagan. Really slotted well into that left-hand side. Obviously, I saw Ryan Giles take that position earlier in the season, and I think what's been the key difference between Giles and Bagan is Ryan's explosive pace and that crossing ability that we saw from him earlier in the campaign. And to his credit, Joel Bagan, as we said, he's worked on that in training, getting forward. We saw a few times on Saturday, breaking into the box, won a corner once or twice with a good bit of footwork, and then got into the box and got his goal. A proud moment for him despite the result. And that's all you can ask for, is that the young players in this side look at those pros around them who are in the first team ahead of them and look at what they can learn to do and how they can improve, and he's certainly done that.
Turning our attentions to tonight, and obviously not so in the Premiership, but I still feel at Championship level there's a little bit of a gasp when a team doesn't go with a focal point, a target man. Cardiff City aren't doing that tonight. Isaac Davis, Max Waters. Davis, fantastic last week. Waters has done well since he's come back into the club. What are we expecting? Cardiff have got to be savvy. They've got to put balls in the channels. They've got to allow those players to run in behind. It's pointless just putting balls up to them and making them challenge in aerial duels.
It is, and we saw how good Isaac Davis was against Peterborough, doing exactly that, chasing those balls down the channel where otherwise some players might consider it to be a lost cause. Isaac Davis has that pace. He knows that he can challenge any defender in this division and try and win that ball back high, and that's how Cardiff built some success in the first half against Peterborough. I'm sure that that's what Steve Morrison is looking at doing today. And Max Waters as well got that goal at Bristol City. Again, she needs to get on the score sheet regularly, get used to Championship football. Let's not forget, this is a player who hasn't played too many minutes in the second tier. So it's an interesting strike combination with Mark Harris, Jordan Hugill and Uche Piazza on the bench. I wonder and when they will be introduced this evening.
And focusing on the midfield as well, perhaps slightly less creative midfield with Doyle and Rawls on the bench, but they did look tired on Saturday. Now, the one thing you can say about this midfield, it's got legs. Wintle is just clever the way he positions himself, covers the ground. We know Will Vokes is wholehearted, committed, and Eli King, a pat on the back, so good at Anfield, so good in the under-23s, and I think a home crowd tonight is going to see what he's all about.
Yeah, another proud moment for him. His first championship start here at Cardiff City Stadium, played against Middlesbrough, came on back in October and held his own superbly at Anfield, it has to be said, and that will be a huge confidence boost to him. So hopefully he can take that into this fixture, as you say, playing alongside Vokes and Wintle there. It is a bit more of a combative midfield, isn't it? A little bit more focused perhaps against Millwall on trying to get round their midfield, where it was very much an arm wrestle in the centre of the park that perhaps the Bluebirds didn't win. And this week with two big games coming up, I'm sure that Steve Morrison has assessed his options, looked ahead to that fixture on Saturday at Blackpool and decided that this is the three for him.
And just finally, Connor, because I know we've got to go to the second set of features, focusing on our opponents, it's never as simple as this, but is it fair to say that if we keep Gyökeres and O'Hare quiet, you've done quite a lot to stop Coventry?
Yeah, they're the two main threats in this side. Victor Gyökeres, excellent striker at this level, and Callum O'Hare's been a danger for a number of years in that midfield position. But Coventry haven't had that run of form we saw earlier in the season, September, October. They were really flying up the table and a surprise shout for playoff contention. A bit more inconsistent since December, a lot of games postponed. This one on Boxing Day, obviously forced off. And since then, they haven't been able to find that rhythm. So a chance for the Bluebirds tonight to continue that home run and hopefully they can get the 3 points.
Well, Connor, we appreciate you sprinting out from the tunnel. I know you're a very busy man today, but thank you for joining us. That's it from us for this pre-game show. A few features for you now. Catch up with the man we mentioned, Joel Bacon, some top fives. I think there's a corner challenge thrown in there as well with James Collins and Ruben Colwell. So enjoy all of those and then join us for commentary with myself and Mark Denham on what is a very rainy night in Cardiff, but we hope for the best of the Bluebirds. Another 3 points. Join us and see if they can do it.
So, Joel, let's start with Saturday. It was a tough test at the Den, and at the end of the day, just one of those games that didn't go our way.
Like you said, the game could have gone either way. There weren't many chances in the game. The goals we give away, we know they weren't great, but yeah, like I said, on another day, I think it could have gone either way.
And it was a really proud day for yourself, though, despite the score, to get your first senior goal.
Yeah, I think the ball fell to Maka. He laid it out wide to Cody, and I didn't see it till late. The ball come in and just in the right place at the right time. Yeah, it was great for me to get my first and take that into the next few games. I've got a lot of confidence, but yeah, just disappointing that we couldn't get a draw or win the game.
And we saw you kind of driving forward and getting up the pitch a few times. Is that something that you've been working on in training over the recent weeks? Yeah,
I would say I've tried to add it more into my game. Like I've seen Alfie high up the pitch. So yes, I need something that I've had to work on and add into my game.
It's been a tough month so far, Joel. Lots of games and 2 more tough fixtures coming up in Coventry and then Blackpool at Cardiff City Stadium. What can we expect from those 2 games? 2 really tough opponents coming to the Welsh capital, aren't they?
2 tough games, like you said, but we're going into them confident. You know, we've had a few good results lately, apart from the Millwall one, of course. But we're definitely going to go into them and try and get 6 points out of both of them.
And against Peterborough, we got that clean sheet, first home clean sheet of the season. And that's something to build on now going forward, especially for you guys in the back 5 and the goalkeeper as well.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think everyone at that game enjoyed that we scored the 4 goals and won the game quite comfortably in the end. But as a team as well, we was happy to get the clean sheet, and you know the strikers were scoring, so they've got confidence, and the defence have kept a clean sheet, so we're happy with that as well.
Top 5 in association with the Big Yellow Self-Storage Company.
really well. Not an aspect of his game that he's had too much credit for, Josh Murphy, but that was tremendous. He gets City on the front foot. Here's Kiefer Moore into the area. Still going, Kiefer Moore, and there he's the goal. It's his 12th of the season, and Kiefer Moore scores. Credit to Josh Murphy too. Great goal, isn't it? You're right, he picked it up in Coventry, you know, that's the difference. He gets back. Josh Murphy sets up Kiefer Moore. He's still got a lot to do, a lot to do.
Hi, I'm James Collins.
I'm Ruben Colwell.
Welcome to the Champions Travel
Corner Kick Challenge.
Welcome to the Vale Resort, home to the Bluebirds training ground for this Champions Travel Corner Kick Challenge. The rules are simple. Score direct from a corner, 1 bounce allowed. Each player has 6 attempts and the highest score wins. As they go head to head, will James Collins be the Champions Travel Corner King, or will Ruben Colwell come up on top?
Come on in, Colo, what you got?
What we've got?
What you got?
1 bounce.
1 bounce.
Don't need a bounce. It's getting there. Oh. There you go.
There we go.
There you go. 1-0. You don't want to miss this, Rubes, when me go 2 up.
That's pressure. Don't fancy your Rubes, not gonna lie.
No. Hey, you got that on camera. There you go, 2-0. Oh, you're joking. There you go. Oh. There you go.
There's another one. 2. Oh, it's the ground. Is it the ground, Rubes, yeah?
I don't want to score. He don't want to score.
It's all about the run up. Oh, what was that?
Oh, I slipped. I slipped on the beat. There you go. Oh.
There's no one singing "We've Got Ruben Baby" now, are they?
That's it, over. There you go.
Yes. 3-1, well up.
Love it, Rubes.
Well done, Rubes.
There you go, bounce.
Good evening, welcome to Cardiff City TV.
He'll shoot and he'll score! One in the area! And it's Mark who did it!
Good evening and welcome to Matchday Live, courtesy of Cardiff City TV. John Donovan here, shortly to be joined by Mark Denham, but he's a far busier man than I, so he's still running up the gantry steps at the moment. We're here to bring you coverage of this championship encounter between Cardiff City and the Sky Blues of Coventry. Cardiff looking to bounce back from that defeat at the Den on Saturday and recapture that lightning in a bottle they showed last Wednesday night against Peterborough United here at Cardiff City Stadium, where they won by 4-0. The rain is teeming down at Cardiff City Stadium, but the pitch is in perfect condition. We're looking forward to a good game of football, and we're just awaiting the two teams coming out. And it's a Cardiff City side, significantly, that shows 4 changes from the one that took on Millwall at the Den on Saturday. As both teams come out, Cardiff, of course, in their traditional all-blue, Coventry in their changed all-white kit, and that Bluebirds team and those changes, well, they're all in midfield and up top. So running you through from back to front, it's a familiar sight in the goalkeeper and back line department. Alex Smithies in goal, Joel Bacon and Cody Drama are the wing backs, Mark McGuinness, Aidan Flint and Perry NG, the 3 centre-halves. Ryan Wintle will continue to anchor the midfield, but in front of him tonight is Will Vokes and Eli King. Congratulations to him making his first senior championship appearance after impressing at Anfield 10 days ago. And up top, well, no real target man, focal point for Cardiff City, but plenty of legs, plenty of ability to run in behind. It is Max Waters and Isaac Davis. On the bench for the Bluebirds, it's goalkeeper Phillips, Ollie Denham, Joe Rawls, Tommy Doyle, Mark Harris, Jordan Hugel and Uche Ikpeza, as both captains are about to go for the coin toss. The managers are out below us. Steve Morrison shaking hands with Mark Robbins. Scary to think now that Mark Robbins is 52 years old. If you're a man of my vintage, you remember him saving Alex Ferguson's job when he scored in an FA Cup semi-final all those years ago, I think. What was it, 1990? But he leads the Coventry City team tonight. They make 3 changes to the team that beat Reading at the Medeski Stadium on the weekend. Former Cardiff City goalkeeper Simon Moore is between the sticks. A back 3 of Michael Rose, Dom Hamer and Kyle McFadzean, who comes back into the lineup and immediately takes the captain's armband. Former Swansea wing-back Jake Bidwell plays from the left. Todd Kane plays from the right. Jamie Allen and Ben Sheaf will be the holding midfielders. Importantly for Coventry, Gustavo Hamer, who's been an impressive performer this year, has to sit out. And then up top, it's Jordan Shipley from the left, Callum O'Hare from the right,